Ich war kein Thief, Football class, we're here to light the fire. Staying facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that actual desire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment, never lie. Together we stand, let the truth that will fight.
All right, Trojan fam. Grab your dinner plates. Turn off the NFL for a second. Come join us, man. Let's talk some Trojan ball. Let's talk some college football a little bit, man. So without further delay, I will introduce my crew. To the left, we have Mr. Blackie Chan Gaming. You can find him at Blackie Chan Gaming on X and on Twitch. To the bottom of me, we have Gunnar Atterbury. You can find him on Views from the Stands right here on YouTube and TikTok. And, of course, Raul is not here yet, as you guys already know. You know, his time is his clock is a little different than ours, I guess.
He might show up an hour later.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll pull his slap happy.
Slap Happy was on a roll for a minute, man. I don't know what happened.
I bet Slap Happy will be here before Raul gets here.
That would be something. That would be something. So,
He's here.
Who's this? Oh, there he is. Out of uniform, sir.
Why does he look so surprised over here? Where's your shirt?
I didn't catch the memo.
message.
I posted it like 3 times.
When?
Today.
I didn't check the
Show up
chat
to
at all.
work
Today. I've
late.
been busy.
Show up to work late and out of uniform, sir.
You know how it is, man.
What's
Yeah, I'm
going
out of
on there,
uniform.
man?
I can go get it if you want.
Nah, you could be the black sheep today.
How's everybody feeling, man?
I feel relaxed because I didn't have to worry about anything this weekend. I just got to be a college football fan.
Right. Stress free.
Yeah, man. I've been busy all this weekend. I got rid of all the errands I needed prior to next game day, so I didn't check any chat. I'm sorry I don't have my shirt on, guys, but I showed up.
You did show up, bro. You are here.
Nope.
For myself, man, I've been down all weekend, man. The allergies kicking my butt. And got sick a little bit.
Allergies
So trying to get over that. So you probably hearing my voice a little bit, but eyes are a little puffy, but I'm all right, man. Still moving along. So I was in bed watching all these games yesterday, eating chicken noodle soup. So
hey, that sounds like a good day, actually.
It wasn't bad.
That sounds like a good weekend. What do you mean?
I'm not gonna lie
Chilling
to
in
you.
bed, not having to do any errands. I would have traded these spots
Yeah.
if you wanted me to.
Hey, I might fake sick next week too. Next week. Don't tell my wife. No, it was pretty good, man. Pretty good. Got to watch some games that we'll be going over soon. But enough waiting. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. Before we get into all the games over the weekend, we are going to talk some recruiting. So
I'm gonna say this before
What's that?
before the episode continues. I'm gonna say Caleb throws 2 touchdowns today, and the Bears pull off the upset.
Okay.
I like him.
You got faith in that O-line, huh?
Nah, I'm not even saying that. I have faith in Caleb, not the O-line. I think he's gonna learn from that game 1. He's like, all right, I can't count on my O-line. I gotta improvise a little bit. He's gonna step up today.
Yeah,
Okay.
I bet he felt like I felt like I bet he felt like he was back at USC with that O line at that time because
Oh,
they were not giving him any
nothing
time.
getting used to.
No. As long as
Hey,
Diggs goes off, that's fine with me.
and Jeff, they
And he
did a dirty
advanced.
last week. We got to 1,000 something subs, and then all of a
I
sudden
don't
it
get what
dropped.
happened there.
We woke up and then we was at what 996. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone screwed
I
I
us.
blame Ken. He kept bringing it up.
Yeah, he
It's
started
him.
train.
He's the reason.
Exactly.
It's all Ken's fault.
It is
Yep.
Ken's
No.
fault.
But
Can't
yeah,
wait
so
to
let's
jump
get
on.
into recruiting updates.
Yeah, guys. So for starters, just a reminder, Drew Miles, right, top wide receiver from Utah. He's going to be announcing his commitment this Wednesday on the 18th. So we're still hearing all good things with the Trojans, and we expect him to be a Trojan come that day. Juju Lewis, just a heads up, he is planning to be visiting the Wisconsin game in a couple weeks. So as we get closer, we'll finalize that and confirm it. But that is something that his dad did tell Scott. Uh, and then pretty much just in general for recruiting, the staff is more looking at solidifying, right, the D linemen. I mean, we're pretty much set on the DBs. You know, there's one or two there, right? Dorian Brew, we got the Alex Graham. You got the linebackers, they're pretty set. We still got the Madden kid. You could have a Riley Pettingjohn, the Nathaniel kid, right? There's still options there, but we're pretty set. The only thing on the defensive side that's the issue right now is the defensive line, I would say, right? In terms of just having a good core. We do have good two of them currently, solid kids. But I know they're looking to add more, right? And so one of them, Shaquem Stewart, that's still being talked about. We're still in the lead from what we hear. He just needs to obviously reclassify, and we can really go full throttle then. Floyd Bucard, that's a name we're starting to hear a little bit more on potentially the staff looking to flip. So we're still, kicking the tires there, talking to him and his crew,
Yes,
and
sir.
we'll see what can happen later on. And then another one that just kind of popped up, a 2025 Florida commit, Joseph Pachu. I'm probably saying that last name wrong, but defensive lineman again, Florida commit.
Oh yeah.
He will be visiting during the Penn State game as of now, but it sounds like we're talking with him. He's a Georgia kid, goes to Grayson High School, solid program there in Georgia. So yeah, definitely the staff is not sitting back and just chilling with these 19 commits that we have. We're definitely looking to add on more. So
I'm sure they're going to be picking the carcass of Florida and Florida State pretty soon.
And do we know?
yeah, I was hoping Myron Charles. Sorry to jump in, Ryan. You're gonna ask a question, but I was hoping we were gonna get Myron Charles, but Texas kind of beat us to the punch.
Oh, has he committed?
Oh, he flipped to Texas, yeah, like last week or something. So
okay.
yeah,
So
he was a Florida
I
State,
knew he
yeah.
decommitted from Florida State, but I didn't know if he's
he's
committed.
straight flip. Yeah, him straight flip. Yeah.
Do we know the time frame of when Miles commits?
The
On
18th.
Wednesday?
Yeah, September 18th. Yep, September 18th, 9
No, I'm saying the
18.
time.
Oh, I
I
don't.
know
Yeah,
it's
no.
Wednesday, but
If
I'm
you
saying
look
the
on
time.
On3's YouTube, they already have the time ready for it. So I'm not sure what time it says, but just look on YouTube and they have it. They're going to be streaming it on there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we'll definitely catch that one. That seems like it'll potentially be a USC Trojan by come Wednesday evening.
I heard from Wiltfong though, like I watched this On3 thing with Wiltfong, and he says that Juju's parents have been calling other schools or talking to other schools. Is that true? That's what Wiltfong was saying, at least.
Wiltfong's track record sounds pretty it's pretty good. So I mean,
we're talking about Juju Lewis.
I don't have a reason not to believe
Juju Lewis is.
I mean, he. I'm probably saw that same video, but I mean, he mentioned in that video that there's talks of him going to an Indiana game, right? So I mean, he's still obviously doing his stuff. Just how recruiting is, right?
Yeah,
not for all, but yeah. For him, yeah.
Maybe DJ Lagway hits the portal because Billy Napier ain't it
at all.
You know who I'm thinking about? The O-line. The O-lineman that we lost like 2 years ago.
Aaron,
from Florida State.
No, we lost it to Miami.
No, it was Florida State.
Simmons. You're talking about
You're talking
Simmons?
Yeah, maybe it's Simmons, the guy that I think his parents were German
Yeah, I
or
mean,
something
you,
like
you
that.
you could see that happening, right?
Oh.
That could happen. I mean, yeah, Jason Z also, right? He left us, but he's at Florida. Obviously, we know the Francis
Wonder how he's
kid at
feeling about that
Miami.
right now.
I mean, there's definitely options. It's just, yeah, the whole poor stuff. I think is a little too far from me right now with the.
Yeah.
We'll talk about these schools here coming up soon in our college football recap. So should be interesting. But I heard we were going after another guy that committed to Colorado, like Andy something or whatever, or
Alex Graham, maybe.
Or
I mean,
Alex-
that's somebody.
Alex Graham.
Yeah, that's somebody that we've been
Andy.
talking back in June.
hey, it starts with an A.
Yeah.
Close
I
enough,
think
though.
he did an official visit. I'm not exactly sure on that. I can't recall on top of my head, but yeah, somebody that we've still been in contact.
Just a little side note here: Caleb Williams is 5 for 5 for 55 yards right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the O line didn't protect for him here right now in the third down.
But yeah, hey,
So,
I almost said that Slap Happy was going to be here before you roll, and
yeah,
It was
almost
close.
here.
It was
you were
close.
close. Slap happy. It was close.
You were so close to being Rollo here.
Well. So before we move on, any other questions, comments on recruiting you guys wanted to ask?
I just hope that Florida State's recruits just all leave them high and dry when Billy or Florida and Florida State's recruits leave them, because Billy Napier ain't it, and I think Mike Norvell, maybe if it keeps going like this, he's not going to make it to the end of the season.
See my name.
You lost to Memphis. Like
It don't sound like Napier is gonna make it to the end of the week, man. Feinbaum is already trying to fire him. You know how he does.
Well, like when he starts a witch hunt, he gets things done. But they had a what is it called, a meeting this morning. Yeah, a board meeting.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm just hoping that we can kind of pick that carcass coming up. But yeah, that's all I have about recruiting.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump into this weekly recap, man. Let's recap some
Do we
of these
want to
games.
do the recap or the AP poll?
We'll get to the poll. Let's do the recap.
Recap? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what did everyone here think about college football this week?
Overall?
Yeah, like was there any games that kind of caught your eye?
There was no real surprises, no major upsets, surprisingly.
Some close ones, though.
Yeah, some pretty close ones, but I mean, that's kind of what we're going to get when these teams aren't really scheduling anybody, you know?
That is true.
And then they finally play somebody. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I would say it was kind of a meh week, kind of like Anthony said. I mean, there was a couple of surprises, though. I mean, Arizona, you can't score more than 7 points. You got T-Mac and Noah Fafita and all this hype. I mean, that was something.
I told you guys, they're a one-trick pony.
That is
true. Georgia's got issues. That was definitely a little surprise, just because how Kentucky lost to South Carolina. So,
what kind of issues?
South Carolina Kentucky game would have been different. I feel like I could have viewed that game different.
What kind of issues is Georgia having? Program issues, or what are we talking about? Because I know they have a lot of them.
That too.
Both. That too. Driving issues. They can't seem to drive. They should have like driver's ed for them. So
discipline issues, that's for sure. It's a mess over there, man. It's crazy how they.
Georgia always has that kind of one. They always have that kind of a nail biter, like against a weak team, though. Like they had that last year. They had that the year before that. Like, I'm not like they're still going to make the playoffs. Like they're not going to be out of the playoffs. I don't think. This was just kind of one of those games that it's their first SEC game and it's on the road, so I don't expect them to look like that all the time.
We'll see. They definitely got some things to figure out. Well,
We thought that about Alabama last year when Jalen Milroe was looking like garbage.
yeah. Well, speaking of, let's go ahead and jump into that since you brought it up. Number 4, Alabama took on our conference foe, Wisconsin.
2 weeks from now, yeah.
And they handled them pretty well. They pretty much beat Wisconsin down, man. They pretty much dominated the whole game. Its final score was 42-10. Well, give me guys' thoughts on that game.
I didn't even watch it really, but yeah, I'm not surprised.
Brian Williams is the real deal. Dude's 17 years old and the kid's balling. It's pretty crazy in my opinion.
Weren't we close to getting him?
I mean, not really. I mean, we were, in talks, but I don't think we were like, that close in my opinion.
Dude is nice.
Yeah, for sure. No disrespect to Tack Curtis. To me, kind of still look lost. I hope well for the kid, but that's just something I noticed throughout that game. Yeah, that was about it for me. Suck that TVD got hurt. I mean, pretty sure the outcome would have been the same, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Tyler Van Dyke, if you guys didn't catch that. Yeah, Wisconsin quarterback goes down. So they're in a world of trouble moving forward.
Is he out for the whole do we know what happened with him?
Knee injury. I don't know, like if it's official torn ACL, but I mean he barely.
It looked pretty bad.
Yeah,
it looked pretty bad. The way
he went straight for the knee once he fell. So yeah, pretty sure they're done. And to be honest, they even might start looking at. I don't know if he's like a true freshman or a redshirt freshman, but they got this tall quarterback from Texas they got through high school. Kind of, not really, but kind of looks like Trevor Lawrence just because he got the long hair and stuff and he's tall. They might start looking at him, so we'll find out later on, in a couple weeks. But yeah.
So you're telling me that we should handle Wisconsin in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were going to handle them even with TVD, but yeah, we should be able to handle them without now.
Yep. So I'm not worried about that one at all.
But we can't talk about that though. We have a game this week though.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Ro, you got any thoughts on Bama and Wisconsin?
You're on mute.
What I predicted that it was gonna be a blowout. I mean,
Did you predict that? I'm about to go back to the archives, man.
I did, but I missed a few of them. I'm not I'm saying for that particular one, kind of what I predicted, that Alabama was going to win convincingly, and that's what it was. So,
okay. Yep, no surprises there. But I don't know if I saw them scoring 45 on them, but 42. But I thought they would win pretty handily. But
yeah.
All right, so let's move on to Arizona and K-State.
Ugly.
I know you guys mentioned that you were pretty surprised by the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, disappointed to be honest. I'll start it off. I'm disappointed in Fafita.
Me too.
T-Mac. I expected a lot from them, and maybe just because I'm a little biased, I had some money on them. But yeah, yeah, it was definitely tough to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said, man. They who do they have outside of T-Mac?
They have Montana Luminius Craig, who was at CU. So
don't get me wrong, LMC is good. Man. I've been watching that kid since high school, but I wouldn't say that he's a star. You know what I mean?
He looked good in the spring game at CU, and that's it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if T-Mac transferred to USC? I know it's never going to happen, but it'd be crazy if he did.
Well, the guy said he hates USC, so
yeah. But you can't hate winning, though.
I mean, he's going to the league, right?
Yeah.
for sure.
He's like top 10 projected or
Yeah. I
something
think
like
he's a
that.
first round. I think he's a first round wide receiver.
I agree. Yeah.
I'll be surprised if he's not like the number one receiver taken off the board.
Uh,
It depends on where
Mizzou's wide
Travis
receiver
Hunter
is really
plays.
good. Oh.
I have to look at the
Luther Burden.
mock drafts, but from what I saw, he was projected high.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luther Burden. There you go. Luther Burden's nice.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to move on to the next game?
What's next game?
Let's go. Let's go with. Yeah, we'll say that one for last. LSU and South Carolina.
I want to know what you have for last now. LSU versus South Carolina.
Yeah,
South Carolina gave up that game, actually.
exactly. I don't know if LSU won it. I'd say more South Carolina lost it.
But see, at least the real USC has beaten LSU.
Right.
That's all the signs that I saw on that game day was how South Carolina claims that they're the real SC. And the fact that they do that, like, I mean, kudos to them actually believing in that, but do they really believe that deep down in their core that they're the real SC? No.
It sounds cute to them, but
Right.
think about it. Nobody calls you that outside of it's just like Oregon calling themselves the team out west or whatever they say. It's the same thing.
They are a team out west, but are they the team out west now?
Exactly. It's the same exact thing to me. Like, you have no national championships. You have no Heismans. You're not the real nothing. Just,
yeah. No one wants to be out there just to be out there.
Just shut up. But glad to see LSU get the victory. They could be better. That would help us out a lot.
Yes.
Figure things out.
Because we don't need people start downplaying our victory against them now.
But they definitely have a lot of people out, and that is because of us. We beat them up pretty good. Yeah, we beat them up pretty good, man. So,
but I thought we were soft.
Yeah, they wanted a fist fight, and they got it.
And they
a couple of
lost.
dudes got knocked out.
Yeah. But I don't know, just like they still they barely won and they still didn't act like they were pretty like classless. I felt like the players were for LSU. Like they were doing their little dances. Like you guys barely won.
Yeah, they're not the most disciplined team, not the most professional team.
Yeah, Kyron Lacey is he's
his
a
air
diva.
pistols.
I think he's a diva, personally.
I think it's corny as hell. Like you shouldn't air pistols, man. Then going over to the sideline, bragging about it, like you really scared somebody with your air pistols. I wish I would be scared of a finger gun. But anyway, man. Yeah, let's roll. Roll.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's got some issues.
He's having some
issues. Yeah, but I mean, I'll pop in real quick. I mean, I didn't expect Sellers to not wear his goggles. That was a surprise for me in that game. Also, I thought LSU was trying to lose that game. I think they had a lot of opportunities, especially in the second half when Sellers was out of the game, to easily cover that game. Garrett, whatever his name is, threw might have been the worst pick I've ever seen in the red zone. He thought for some reason he thought the safety was crashing when he was literally looking at the safety before throwing it. Like I just don't know how you not see that.
They got lucky with that.
Time to time, man.
Yeah.
He's like
that.
Good.
Oh, I was going to just say that should have been a pick six all the way,
Yeah.
but then someone made a stupid hit on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much been his MO though, man. Like his great plays are great. He makes lots of great plays, great throws, but his interceptions are horrible.
He's the true definition of gunslinger.
Yeah.
Like you can throw really hard and you can make some really great throws, but you're kind of careless with the ball.
Yeah.
You think you can hit it in every window.
All right.
Yeah,
So we went for a
and he had that stupid fumble that just like hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped, and that was just ugly.
Yep.
There's a game I want to talk about.
What's that?
The Florida State game against
Why?
Memphis.
Why?
Like, because okay, so there's this guy that I
Bashing
watch.
DJ a little bit.
There's this guy that I watch he's a Bama fan, but he reacts to all the other teams or whatever. And he tweeted out that watching Florida State lose is probably his favorite pastime right now. And at this point, I agree with him. It's always just interesting to see the ways that they find to lose.
Exactly.
Like
They
the second
always
play of
manage.
the game, was a forced fumble. Like, they're lucky that this game wasn't worse.
Right.
This game could have easily been worse. And then that ugly pass that DJ threw up, it did get tipped. It did get tipped at the line, but still, like, he was getting sacked by like the slowest guys that were coming after him too. Like they were running like the speed of Peyton Manning at him, and he would just let him hit him. Like his whole team is like, that whole team is just like is in shambles, and like I don't understand why people thought they were going to be like the top defense in the nation. Nothing that they have done screams anything.
Nope. Guns.
For this game, it just seems like they don't let DJ, like, I don't know, let it loose. Maybe they do it in practice. They know something we don't know, but I don't know. Just like game wise, it seems like it's very constricted in terms of, what the offensive play caller is giving them and whatnot. But I mean, I still don't think they have enough weapons, regardless. If they were starting to, open up to be 3-0, I think they would still probably lose one of these games. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they're the first team that has officially hit their under in their win total. Their win total was 9.5. No matter what, they're going to not hit that. So it's
That's
crazy.
Already 3 weeks in.
Do you think Nate or what's his name is on the hot seat?
It's getting warm.
I think he survives this year. I mean, I think they just extended him. Yeah, they just extended him because of the whole Alabama stuff. So,
but what I would say, man, it's funny regarding DJ. It feels like his whole career, every year we've been saying that, like, or he's been saying that the coaching staff has been holding him back.
I agree.
So, what is it though? I mean,
it's him now.
Everybody is saying that. There's probably a reason, They probably don't trust you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't have 3 clean slates and then the same result, and then blame everyone else.
Yeah. That the YouTuber that I was telling you guys about, he calls DJ. He calls him DJ Oogabadoogie.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's just that bad. Like,
he should have just stayed at Oregon State.
He should have. He was the man there. They loved him. I mean, I get it. The coach left, but
I don't see how he bounces back from this. Like, does he even get a chance in the league? I doubt it. Do you think he gets undrafted, free agent?
Sure, he might
He
go
might
to the
just go to the
MLB
league.
route.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might go to the league like MLB.
I mean, he got drafted by the Dodgers. I don't know how it works, if he's still, like, if they have his rights still and he's able to still go that route. But I know they did technically waste a pick on him during the MLB draft. So yeah.
If anything, he goes to the XFL.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
XFL or the Canadian Football League.
I was gonna say maybe Canadian Football League just because of the name.
What does that have to do?
I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is he's probably not good enough for that league either.
Yeah. Yeah, there are actually some good
Yeah.
players down in the XFL. They just kind of fizzled out of the NFL.
Is he right? Yeah, he's got to be. He's got to be. He's got to be the worst like fifth-year quarterback right now.
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like I feel bad at the same time, but then I don't. Like I have mixed feelings about him being bad.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
because
yeah.
of his dad, right? His
We root
family
for
hate
yeah,
it.
well, yeah. Yeah, the Jordan family don't really care for Dave so much, but like I said, I have no personal issues with the guy. Of course, I want to root for him just because he's a California guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But we got to call it what it is, man. It's just has not been good. So
spade a spade.
especially being especially being that he was the number one quarterback coming out of high school with the CJ Stroud and the Bryce Young. So
And we'll see if his brother's any good too.
Yeah, I don't know. How did he perform this week? I know he had like a sack or two last week, but it was against it wasn't a good team, so who knows?
yeah, who they play last week? Boise.
Boise State, yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
I think
or-
he had some. I think he had maybe like 3 tackles in this game against Oregon State.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we know how B. Jones feels about him already, so
Well, that's how I felt about him coming out of high school. I was not very high on him. Just based off the tape that I seen, the kid didn't really have much of a motor. And if I'm your coach, you got no motor, you're not touching the field.
yeah.
You know, so,
Yeah, he had 1 solo tackle and 2 assists. But I don't know. I guess since we're talking about Oregon, do we want to talk about Oregon?
Nah.
I mean, that's their issue right there. We're just kind of talking about is they have no pass rush from the edges, from the inside. I mean, that's what I continue to hear from some of my Oregon friends. So, yeah, it's
You got Oregon.
if they can. I
Yeah.
do, dude. I do.
Oh, man, I feel bad for you.
I bet you have some Oregon
Raul
friends, Raul.
Yeah, I'm
don't
sure
wanna
you
tell
do too.
They
I
just don't
don't.
want to tell you.
No, I don't have Oregon friends.
I bet if they told you, you would.
I mean, when you're
I would
when
cut
you're
ties. I would
yeah,
cut
when you're
ties with
from
them
Vegas,
on,
right? It's
You would cut
UNLV or choose a team out there, right?
Imagine
So
like
with
imagine
the whole
this.
glitz and glamour, it's easy for these Vegas kids to get on the Oregon
Yeah, I
bandwagon.
can see
So
that. But imagine I'm over here talking crap that the Raiders own this shit and own that. No, we don't own shit. Like we got to earn our stripes again.
Hey,
It's
you
like-
guys beat the Ravens today.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to earn it, but I'm not out here saying, "Oh yeah, we're the team to beat," or "We own California" and all this crap. Like, yeah, we
Team out west.
outnumber.
team out west.
Yeah, we outnumber the Chargers and Rams fans for sure. But I'm not out here saying, "Oh yeah, we own LA" or any of that crap. Like
no.
fucking knowing as Oregon fans, seriously.
Slap Happy's just said national pundits saying SC is getting hosed for being ranked 11 in the rankings. So they think that we should be higher.
We'll get to that in a minute.
That's interesting. We'll talk about that in a bit, Slap Happy. So stay tuned.
Yeah. All right. Next game, who we got?
Texas.
I was gonna say Miami and Ball State.
No.
Texas. Did we talk about Texas and
No, we haven't
Miami?
yet. I mean, they played UTSA. Do we really want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm saying it was a good headline.
Well, B. Jones, you want to talk about Arch Manning?
No, I just think he looks good. You know,
Yeah.
UTSA or not, that offense moves a little differently when he's in the game, man. And the players respond a little differently when he's on the field.
We'll see by next week. Who do they play next week? I forgot.
He's already getting praise from Vince Young, Texas legend. So he's already getting
Vince
an
Young will
endorsement.
praise anyone that wins for Texas.
Yeah. So, when you have that, kind of, I don't know, man. It might be hard for Quinn to get his spot back. We might see a Caleb in Rattler situation.
Well, it's not like it. I think if he comes in and wins against Oklahoma, that'd be interesting. That'll be Caleb and
They
the
win
vice
against
versa of that all over again. But
They will win
Texas
against
plays
Oklahoma.
Texas plays Louisiana Monroe next week, so we're not going to see any kind of test there.
Yeah, this brutal schedule they got. Jeez.
They have Mississippi State the following week, which
Oh wow.
That's
Everything's
a
good.
cakewalk. Yeah.
and then they have
That
then
team lost to
Oklahoma.
Toledo. The team lost to Toledo, Mississippi
Exactly.
State.
They have
Oh
Oklahoma.
my
So their
God.
first true test is
Sorry, Woody.
against Choklahoma, but we'll see how good Choklahoma is when they get destroyed by Tennessee. So
Yeah.
if at least Oklahoma can score maybe 2 touchdowns on Tennessee, then they might be decent. But I don't know because Tennessee is looking insane.
So I don't know what game we're on. I just wanted to mention this. I just couldn't hold on to it any longer, so I apologize. Ole Miss at Wake Forest, right? Ole Miss dominated them, right? We don't really need to talk about that game. But what's fascinating about that game is that supposedly Wake Forest, after the game, legitimately told Ole Miss, "Hey, we're not doing the home and home." Like, so they had a home and home, right? And Ole Miss went to Wake Forest first. So next year they're supposed to go to Ole Miss. That's not going to happen anymore. I guess Wake Forest
Really?
took being so bad, they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna take it on." So I thought
That's
that was pretty
hilarious.
funny this weekend. So
That's hilarious.
Well, they won't have Jackson Dart next year, so they don't have to worry about that anymore.
yeah, true.
They might not
And
even have
plus,
Lane.
Lane Kiffin might be going to Florida, dude. You know.
Yeah, I was saying they might not even have Lane. We'll see.
Well, yeah.
See where the Lane train ends up.
I don't think Lane's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I feel like a lot of things line up. Like, to me, he's got no QB behind him, right? Obviously, you can get somebody through the portal, but like, you got DJ Lagway there, right? If he's able to somehow get a full like commitment from the boosters or him himself saying DJ will be there next year, I mean that's him and Lane and DJ would be pretty nasty too.
So what's stopping from Kiffin just poaching DJ Lagway away from Florida? That's all they got
True.
going, right? They just got DJ
Because
Lagway.
nobody wants to live in Mississippi.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, is
Where would you
Gainesville
rather
better?
live? Florida, Mississippi.
Probably Mississippi.
Neither.
honestly.
But
Florida has more resources than Ole Miss for sure.
Florida does,
But,
yeah.
but Gainesville, like all the, I'm good.
Yeah,
But
just better history.
People are
just
calling
better
for-
program compared to Ole Miss.
People are calling for Urban Meyer to come back to Florida. I mean,
That ain't happening.
he's
to be honest,
nationally-
it's probably going to be like one of these assistant, like SEC assistants. You know, like
you think the Georgia DC leaves?
I could see Glenn leaving. I mean, why not, dude? I mean, it seems like he really does want the NFL. I guess there is a report that came out that he interviewed for the Eagles job. So I don't know, but he's definitely. I mean, he's got all the options right in front of him. I mean, he's in a perfect spot, right? It's like I could do this if I want. I could do this.
Do you think
He's got
if
all the power,
the Eagle? I don't know why I called them the Eagles, but do you think if the Ducks, Oregon doesn't win, which they're not going to win this year, do you think Dan Lanning tries to go back to the SEC?
Yeah, no, you don't say no to Bama and then go to Florida. Yeah, that's just
That's true.
I don't know about that. I think Lanning was afraid to take the Bama job because
He was afraid of the shadow.
That's what I'm saying. He's afraid
why
of
would
that.
he leave Oregon? Why would he leave Oregon? He has all the resources there.
He does, but no one wants to come to Oregon.
Unlimited NIL.
they got.
And he has stock in Nike, right? If I'm not mistaken, they give him.
That is true. I would laugh if he left, though.
Yeah. All right, let's move along.
What other games do we need to
talking
recap?
Notre Dame and Purdue.
I was actually kind of shocked by that. I thought it would have been at least maybe. I thought Notre Dame would have scored maybe 30 points,
Who?
but not 66.
What'd you call him?
Notre Dame.
Oh, the Notre Dame game.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked that Riley Leonard actually knows how to throw the ball and run the ball.
Did they throw the ball?
Kinda. They didn't really throw the ball. Never mind.
I was gonna say Hudson Card only
Well,
was the leader with 124. That's pretty bad. So,
Wait, Hudson Card's there at Purdue?
on Purdue, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's real low at this point.
Him and Graham, baby, doing their right.
You're right. Oh,
Riley
Graham,
Leonard had 100 yards rushing for 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
So they might as well have him as a running back at this point. I don't know. It's whatever. It's Purdue. No one expected much from Purdue.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that as that they're rebounding or whatever from that game. Anyone can rebound against Purdue.
All right. Let's move on. So A&M in Florida. The final score is 33-20. What do you guys think about A&M getting the victory over Florida?
I think they may have found their quarterback.
Looks like it, man.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, Texas A&M, like they were firing on all cylinders with Marcellus Reed or Marcel Reed.
Marcellus Reed, yeah. Marcel, yeah.
So
he threw for 178.
So that was Florida's issue is they should have just did what A&M did. Obviously, they're in a different situation with like Wegman or whatever his name is was obviously hurt, so they were just gonna go with the one QB. But like this whole 2 QB system that Florida was trying to do was just stupid. Like it was just dumb.
Who's king? Pete Slap Happy.
Bear King, man. You don't know Bear King, defense coordinator?
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I was joking on.
I don't know who he is, but
all right. Let's see.
All
right, so this is the last one we're gonna talk about before we move on. Arkansas State and Michigan Wolverines.
Oh, so that's the last game that you wanted to hold on to. Okay.
Being that it's our next opponent. So final score was 18-28.
I mean, it wasn't that close towards the end. Arkansas State scored 15 at the end in the fourth quarter or so. So I'm not putting too much stock into that really because they scored their last touchdown at 8 seconds left in the game. So it was pretty much all Michigan, but their quarterback threw 3 interceptions, against Arkansas State. So that tells you something. I think Orgy is going to be their quarterback when we play them.
I mean, that's the best shot, and they better be running the ball because he can't throw for crap either. But excuse me, 11 for 14, 122 yards for Davis Warren, and 3 interceptions.
And he got sacked twice too, so that means that we can get to him.
And what's his name? Donovan Edwards. Yeah, that's the name. He wasn't even their leading rusher.
Nope.
Khalil Mullins was 15 carries, 153 yards, 2 TDs.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but that's on Arkansas State, of course.
That is true. That is very true. But
stopping the run is what D'Anton does. So
yeah, we gotta make their quarterback beat us with his arm.
Yep.
Well, we'll get into our review.
Exactly. We'll get into that Wednesday a little deeper, but
I just want to talk about it right now, though. Like it's game week.
It is game week. We'll save it for Wednesday. All right. Anybody got any thoughts on that before we move on?
Yeah, Michigan looks horrible. That's all I can say.
Like I said, all we have to do is worry about the run. D'Anton does pretty good with that, so I'm not worried at all. We just got to go in there and handle business, man.
Yeah.
So apparently we have to still prove ourselves because we're not even in the top 10 yet, even after this weekend. So why don't we get into that? Jump into the AP poll.
It's the AP poll. Let's put it up here because I have it up on my screen. All right. What's your guys' thoughts on this AP poll? Any surprises? Anything that you want to touch on? Who shouldn't be that high or what?
Guns, I'll let you shoot first, or Raul, or anyone else.
Yeah,
Anyone
Raul will go
else?
first.
Yeah, bro, you go
Get-
first.
Get Oregon out, a top 10, and then put the USC in there for sure. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just a fact.
I agree with you on that. I believe that Penn State should definitely be in front of Oregon, but
Yep.
that's just me.
And other than that, I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't mind us being like on the lower side of the top 10, if anything. But yeah, Oregon shouldn't be there. It should be us. We've had a better resume so far this year, proven a better team on the field. But with that being said, with time, it's going to take its course, and we'll find ourselves in the top 10 over Oregon for sure.
It'll work itself out.
Yeah. Like honestly though, like Oregon should be 11. Penn State should be 11. Oregon should be 12. SC should be 9. Kansas State should be 10.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Missouri. I think I'm starting to like them a little bit more. Tennessee, they have a true test next week against Oklahoma. So I think Tennessee jumps Ole Miss next week, or even jumps to number 4 after a win against Oklahoma. But we'll see about that. But I don't know. Like this is like the weirdest second or like top 25 right here. Like it's weird seeing Nebraska there. It's weird seeing them there. Illinois. It's weird seeing Illinois there. Same with Iowa State. Those are the weirdest teams to see in the top 25 at this point, but good for them.
And why is A&M on the top 25?
Yeah, because they lost to this god awful Notre Dame team, and then they beat a Florida team that clearly is not being coached well.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
Yep.
They just got to have as many SEC teams they can.
And then Missouri didn't even look that good this week. They struggled versus Boston College, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Boston College
Mizzou,
is
yep.
good.
Pretty solid, but yep, they did. They didn't cover. I would say my only issue, honestly, is Ohio State, Georgia. I think Ohio State should be number 2. I mean, you can even make an argument maybe Bama deserves to be over Georgia right now, in my opinion. But yeah, so I just think the Georgia love is a little too much right now, especially after this Kentucky game.
Exactly. That Kentucky game was. They easily could have lost that game. Kentucky just blew it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, man, I'm saying we should definitely be ahead of Ole Miss. We should be ahead of Tennessee. And my reasons is look at their schedule. Right? They played Furman, Middle Tennessee, and Wake Forest. I believe our 2 wins is better than all 3 of their wins. If you look at Utah State, they pushed Utah to the brink. Right? We blew them out easily and left some on the board. You know, and Furman, come on, man. Furman, Middle Tennessee, come on, man. Right? That's Ole Miss's resume. Tennessee, they played Kent State, who they blew out by 71 points. NC State, who they overranked in the preseason. Right? Right? They were a top 25 team in the preseason. So that they got bounced right out with that loss. So that means nothing to me, them being ranked that high. And they played Chattanooga. Terrell Owens is not at Chattanooga anymore. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, Alabama should be pushed back a little bit too. They struggle with USF. They only pulled away in like late in the 4th quarter. So I don't know. There's a lot of bias going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 SEC teams here in the top 10.
Yeah. So,
And
but we knew that was gonna happen. I will say this, man. We take care of business, then they can't deny us.
There's 9 SEC teams in the top 25.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They really want a whole playoff team, a whole playoffs of just SEC teams.
Yeah, we know that's garbage.
Like, I don't know. But I'm really impressed with Texas, though.
Texas looks good, man. They look good.
Texas
They look
is scary.
They're definitely probably a front runner in contention for the championship right now.
Texas would easily destroy Kentucky. And Kentucky held Carson Beck really well. Like, they got lucky. Georgia got lucky to lose that one, to win that one, because I think this was the Georgia game where their tight end fumbled the ball, going on 3rd and like 4 or whatever, fumbled the ball, and the ball went over the 1st yard line to get them a first down when Georgia recovered the ball. So they got lucky it wasn't 4th and something.
Yeah.
So they just got lucky in that game.
All right. Anybody else got any gripes with this top 25?
I kind of want to go back real quick on something here.
What's that?
Or I want to talk about the CU and CSU game.
Okay. I bet you do, Blacky Chad.
I do.
Your team finally got a victory.
No, it's just the amount of, like, CU feels like they're so justified for everything, and it's just sad. Did you hear the quote that they said about, like, the announcers were glazing CU so much?
Yeah,
like they were hyping up Shador and Travis Hunter so much, like they might as well just have been just on their knees on the field with Travis Hunter's in their mouth. It was just that bad. Like, and did you hear what Primetime said about, or his quote on why Travis Hunter should win or why he won't win the Heisman? It's because Prime is their coach.
Yeah, I was pretty.
That is the dumbest excuse why your player won't win.
Get over yourself. Right, like you're taking this victim thing too far now.
Yeah, like he says he doesn't take things personally, but everything he says out of his mouth is personal.
Right.
Like it's just sad at this point, but Slav happy, chill with that. But
what do you guys think about Nicolosi going to shake Shador's hand after the game?
Yeah, like so many people were saying, "Oh, you got to have that same energy when you come to the center." No, like after a game, you squash the beef.
Exactly. You move on.
Just chill. Like you don't have to start. You don't have to continue talking shit. Like why? That was unnecessary. That was classless.
Extremely immature.
If any CU fans see this, like you can't tell me that like you shouldn't just shake someone's hand right after a loss, regardless if you win or lose. You gotta shake hands. That's just being a good sport. Who the hell cares?
Honestly, Sanders is only hurting his draft stock.
Exactly, man. Like,
yeah, and the fact that
NFL teams are gonna look at that and he's gonna have no answer to that.
He didn't want to stay in that Nebraska game to shake hands, but then the moment that they win, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna strut my shit out here," and then just talk shit. The moment I come to face with the quarterback, that's like extends his hand to try to shake your hand, and you just go ahead and start talking stuff about keep that same energy. Like, bro, you don't have the same energy when you lose.
First off, cut the tough guy act. You're a rich kid. Right, so let's just knock that off right now.
Yeah,
that's not you. You ain't about that.
You didn't grow up. Yeah.
2, that ain't gonna fly next year in the NFL. Daddy is not gonna be there to save you.
Nope.
You have your ass tied up to a goalpost somewhere. playing around the way. Like, come on, man. It's disheartening because I like his game. I like Shador's game. But all the other antics and all the victim mentality, which Deion pretty much bred that into these guys, his team. They all had this victim mentality that they all need to get over and just play football. But and then the whole like, come on, man, you gotta show some kind of leadership. You don't bash your teammates, even though you tried to make it up by bringing them into the presser. I get it. That was
I
cute.
wanted to bring that up too.
Yeah, and then you go and do that. Like, listen, I used to talk the most trash on the field. Anybody who's played against me or with me will tell you that I'm talking trash the entire game because it makes me play better, right? So that's why I do it. But after the game, I had dudes who wanted to fight me after the game. Sure, I just look at them stupid like, "What you talking about, bro?" You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
You
Game's
leave it
over,
on
man.
the
What you talking
field.
about? You don't right. You don't understand this part of the game.
Yeah. And plus, you talk trash to get into your opponent's head.
Exactly.
You just get in their head, and then they'll make the mistakes. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then you just squash it afterwards.
Exactly.
And the fact that he brought up the whole narratives about the O-line and then brings his O-line in there just to try to make a statement.
Yeah, try to
Like,
say
they
it,
look
but-
so uncomfortable up there.
Yeah, it was just awkward, but
I'm done
Yeah,
talking
man,
about them now. So
they got to cut it out, man. They got to see you got to step up their professionalism. That's what they got to step up.
yeah,
It's
be
quite ridiculous.
professional.
But when your defensive line coach has a doo-doo strip in the middle of his head, I mean, has a big turd for a haircut on his head. I don't know how do you really take those guys serious. But all right. Anything else?
No, I think the AP poll is pointless. I don't even know why we have an AP poll right now because it means absolutely nothing to anything. Like, the only thing that really matters is the CFP poll, and that doesn't come out until like what, 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
So it's just
honestly, might be like 4 or 6 weeks. I think
Really?
they start doing it towards November. I think.
oh god. So the AP poll is just something to make you feel better about yourself until the
Right.
college football play. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then it's pointless. Like, Associated Press, like, yeah, whatever.
All right, man. So I think that's gonna do it for us, right?
Pac-12. I know that was another
Oh,
topic
yeah,
we
we-
kind of want to mention.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
The Pac-12 is
good.
alive.
Yep. So if you guys have been living under a rock and have not heard, the following teams will be joining the Pac-12: Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, and San Diego State.
Wait, Colorado State too?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if your school does not end with state, you will no longer be allowed in the Pac-12. No, just kidding. Yeah, pretty good, man. There's been plenty of rumors about teams that are also looking to be added. There's teams that are also looking to come home, or there's been rumors of teams.
Stanford, Cal, right?
Stanford
Yeah.
and Cal, yeah.
Yep.
I honestly,
they need at least 2 more to be like an official conference, I guess.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Stanford needs to-
I think they can get more than 2. That I would say, but
Yeah, I would imagine so. I think they can get back to 12, and I think they should.
yeah,
Cal
I'll be
and
looking at
Stanford needs to
Hawaii.
change their name though.
yeah.
Stanford State.
Palo Alto State.
Start calling. I wouldn't be shocked if we hear like later on that they're both of the ads literally started calling Pac-12 after this news that came out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure they're not really happy with the ACC stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they are.
But how
Oh,
are they locked in with the contract with the ACC for how long?
I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure there could be somehow windows that could be opened. You know, basically, quote
I'm
unquote,
sure
where
they'll
they can
explore them
like
all.
ease their way out.
there's gonna.
I'm
they're
sure
probably
with
gonna
this
have a
whole
penalty.
FSU Clemson stuff, that might help them. You know, that could, I don't know. But you know,
So
stuff
does
like
the
that could help
ACC fall
them as well.
apart?
I
Well,
could see it honestly. I personally do.
is
Yeah.
this karma for FSU now?
Oh yeah. Since the lawsuit, they were 0-3. Yep. Yeah. This is
This
for
is
sure.
karma.
This is for sure karma. Why they're not winning. You know.
But
Focus too much on the BS, man. Forgot all
yeah,
about the game
Yeah.
that's actually played on the field.
Don't file a suit on your conference, or
That's
you'll win games. It's how easy it is, I guess.
but see, does bringing those schools really make them a power conference though?
what do you mean?
Not really.
Like San Jose State, or is it San Jose State? Like CSU
No,
is
not yet.
not
They haven't brought in San Jose State.
okay, but
Not yet, yeah.
Colorado State, no one's gonna. They're never going to be looked at as a powerhouse team. Like I don't think they're like they can maybe win the Pac-12, but the Pac-12 is basically like the Mountain West 2.0.
I mean, they have a chance, right? Like if this ACC just gets dissolved, I mean, they could be that fourth power conference. But I mean, I think ultimately it's going to be Big Ten, SEC, and maybe some of the Big 12. I don't know. I mean,
Boise
that's the real
State
question.
only has a running back.
Yep.
Fresno State, I haven't really watched any of their games, so I'm not sure. But
I think
Boise
Flat
State has
Happy-
just one great running back.
But I think
Hey,
Flat
Corey Foreman got
Happy.
a sack.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say, I think what he means is like they have a solid program. They've been solid for a few years, and Fresno State has been doing well. I mean, we'll see how that continues. But Boise State and Fresno State have been putting up, a good program over the last few years, in my opinion.
I
agree.
Yeah, it's
honestly,
going to take time for sure.
I think they weren't. They dropped off a lot after Chris Peterson left.
Who's that, Boise?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
Was.
but it seems like they're starting to get their stuff back together.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Did you guys
We'll
say
see.
Utah State's going to the Pac-12?
Not yet. We haven't heard anything
Not
about
yet,
it.
no.
Okay. They should.
So let's
Yes.
go around the table. Why don't you give me two schools that you think should, outside of Cal and Stanford, that
I like that,
Pac-12
yeah.
should pursue.
Yeah, I'll start off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say outside of Cal and Stanford, I'm going to say UNLV, and I'll say UTSA. I think you got to grab a school from Texas. That market's one of the top out there, and then Vegas to start slowly growing. Right there at Legion Stadium, I think that'd be good to kind of just get that exposure.
Okay. Roll.
Haven't really put much attention or much thought on that, but I would probably say probably SMU one, like Little Peep said. That would be a solid get if they can poach them. But aren't they in the Big 12 now?
ACC actually.
ACC. Oh, okay, so yeah, so that makes sense.
They're in a
SMU.
weird situation because sorry to jump in, but they're not getting any money a lot compared to the other new schools, right, and stuff. So maybe it is easier for them to get out of the ACC because they're not really getting a lot of revenue. So
yeah, so that could be one, and then I guess UNLV could be the second one. I think they'll be solid. It's got to make sense conference-wise. I feel like you can't have somebody way in the other coast, kind of like what we are with the Big Ten. But yeah, those two would be my pick.
I got two teams that I really think you guys should pick them. The two best FCS schools, North Dakota State and South Dakota State.
The Dakotas. Huh?
I brought that up the other day, but then you brought up a good point.
what about Montana? What about Montana over South Dakota State?
Well, did Montana win it last year?
I don't know. I just know they're one of the good ones.
I'm pretty sure South Dakota State won it last year.
I was just putting you in a pretzel right there, to be honest.
What about Tulane?
Nah.
Yeah.
I think maybe
I feel like they deserve Big 12. Big 12 would be cool for Tulane, in my opinion.
Wyoming would be pretty good. Wyoming has they have like every few years they have a pretty decent season. But I think South Dakota State and North Dakota State would definitely be a nice addition to the FBS ranks. I know they don't have the biggest stadiums, so it's going to be kind of rough when it comes to like playing. But the money that they're going to be getting from being an FBS and playing these other schools and getting a good market to have a lot of TV time, I think they could maybe rebuild their stadium or add on to it. So I would like to see those schools because we always talk about them, how they're really good and they always upset FBS teams. Why not just play in the FBS at this point?
Yeah.
Appalachian State did it when they were killing it in the FCS.
Yeah.
They upset freaking Michigan like in 2007, 2008. Yeah. But Slap Happy says
What's yours, B. Jones?
I'm gonna say UNLV and Hawaii.
Oh yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah, those will be good schools though too. They make sense.
Yeah, I think with the right coach, Hawaii could probably be back on the scene again, man. If they were able to join the Pac-12. I mean, they already got the trenches down there, in Hawaii. They're able to recruit the trenches.
I used to love watching Hawaii games though. Like when they had that one one quarterback that like had all the records or whatever for passing yards. Cole Brennan, yeah. Cole Brennan was fun to watch.
Yeah, he was.
And they always upset some big teams.
Yeah, tragic story, man. If you have not heard,
yeah, R.I.P.
So just a couple names that we did not mention, just from an article that was out there. Memphis. What are your thoughts on Memphis potentially being added to the Pac-12? Yeah,
that's a far flight.
Right.
I prefer them to be Big 12.
Yeah,
I prefer like at least stay in the Midwest.
Yeah,
I mean they're in the South. But.
And then another one which is interesting. Actually, two: Air Force and New Mexico. Those are two other ones. I mean, they're in the Mountain West, so that's kind of probably why they got
Air Force. I could see that. I could see Air Force.
Nah.
In all honesty, though, CU should go back to the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they get hype like a P5 team, but they don't really.
Well, like
what are they gonna do
Deion
when
Sanders
Shador and Travis is gone? It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens then.
Yeah, that's why they should go back to the Pac-12 so they can actually compete.
Yeah, I think Deion Sanders is out as soon as, like, say they leave this year, right, and he doesn't have another offer. He has a bad year. He'll be out.
I'll tell you what, man. From what I've heard,
Florida.
Man, from what I heard, it was getting pretty hot. It was getting pretty. That seat was warming up for Deion, man. Believe it or not, there's a lot of disgruntled alumni. They're not really liking how Deion is running his program.
Yeah,
so,
but the kids love it though. Like the student sections and all of them, they love it.
Yeah, they enjoy all the hype, but the players don't. I mean, every player that leaves here has something crazy to say, right?
Except, yeah, they do, but they won't say it.
Edwards, who he's coached since a kid.
Yeah, and he had a nice kickoff or punt return. So
he did, man. Yeah, good to see him, Sean.
I don't know. I could see like maybe Florida tries to call for him. Nah. If they can't get Lane Kiffin or Urban Meyer or anyone else, at least he should be in their top 15 recommendations.
Hey, what if Coach O goes or Belichick or
Belichick will not. Belichick cannot handle recruiting.
Yeah, no, can you imagine?
He can hardly handle having a grown ass men,
especially in this NIL there.
Yeah, and he was the GM for the Patriots. He could not handle that in the college ranks.
Right.
But I think Hawaii would be good. I would like to see Hawaii at the Pac-12. I don't see why they're not Pac-12 to begin with.
They would be able to recruit California a little better.
And I honestly thought Hawaii would have been like a really good area for like good players, but
I mean, they turn out every now and then. You know, they
So
turn out a few.
expensive there, man. They all moved. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them get out of here, but
yeah.
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 All right, so I think that's gonna do it for us.
Hold on. Let's see if Caleb scores his first touchdown right here.
Are they in the red zone?
Oh my God, he dropped the ball. Come on, dude. Come on.
Are they in the red zone?
Yeah, Oden said drop the ball. It was literally hit his fingernails or his fucking.
Just run it in, Caleb.
fingertips,
You're on the 2-yard line.
Look at that. Come on, bro. No wonder you're at Washington.
Hey, Rome is nice.
Yeah, Roman's time you gotta give it to him.
I know. I'm just not.
All right.
Oh.
Is it the same thing or are you ahead?
Was the
All right,
second goal?
Okay, yeah.
What are you on now?
I'm on third and
It's
goal.
3rd and goal right now.
So somehow this
man.
turned into a live reaction to Caleb.
Yep. I mean, they scored a touchdown, but it's
Yeah,
not.
football.
It's not that. So all right.
Oh, Kareem Herbert.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as they win, Caleb's having a decent game. He's 12 of 15 for 91 yards. So he's checking down, which is what we've been screaming for him the whole time.
Well, it's good to see that he's able to do that. But all right, we are going to get out of here so we can watch the game.
Yeah.
Right on, fellas.
All right, no longer.
All
So
right, fight on,
Wednesday,
guys.
tune in Wednesday. We'll give you our preview to the upcoming game against Michigan.
Yes, sir.
The Centaurs will be playing this week. Sorry, I was under the weather, so they had 2 bye weeks, but they'll get back out there. It's not too late to join the team, man. Join those memberships and DM me. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, share us with your friends. We're gonna get out of here.
1,000.
Right on.
Bye on.
Fight on.